Most people focus on the moment a collectible is acquired, the auction win, the trade completed, the limited release secured, the grail finally in hand. But the real story doesn't start there. It starts the day after. Today, we're looking at what really happens after documentation. After you buy the collectible, after you receive it, after the excitement settles, when attention fades, when reality sets in, and long-term value quietly begins to form or slowly erode. Because here's the truth most collectors don't talk about. Owning the collectible is only half the story. Documenting it properly is what determines whether it becomes an asset or just an object. This is the day after documentation. Let's start with the moment everyone remembers. You win the auction, you complete the trade, you unbox the item, the lighting is perfect, the condition looks incredible, the adrenaline is still there. At that moment, documentation feels secondary. You think, I'll sort the paperwork later. I have the invoice somewhere. The seller said it's authentic. I'll remember where I got it. At the time, this decision made sense. Because the focus was emotional, the excitement, the story, the acquisition, the assumption, if I own it, that's enough. But collecting isn't just about possession, it's about proof. The day after, everything still looks fine. The collectible is safe, it's displayed, you're proud, you might even take photos. Maybe you keep a screenshot of the listing, a PayPal receipt, a shipping confirmation email. It feels organized enough. There's no urgency, no visible problem, no reason to worry. And this is important, there's no judgment here, because in the short term, documentation doesn't seem to matter. You're not selling tomorrow, you're not insuring today, you're not proving authenticity this week, so everything feels calm, and calm is deceptive. This is where the invisible shifts begin, not in the collectible, in the information around it. Emails get deleted, accounts get closed, screenshots get lost, receipts fade, sellers disappear, a marketplace shuts down, a cloud account expires, 3 years pass, then 5. Now something subtle has changed. The collectible still looks the same, but the story behind it is weaker. And in collecting, the story is value, provenance, chain of ownership, condition history, authentication trail, grading details, storage environment. Without documentation, you don't lose the item, you lose clarity, and clarity compounds over time. Small compromises happen. It was near mint, I think. I bought it around 2023, maybe 2022. I don't remember the seller's username. These seem small, but markets don't reward memory, they reward proof. This is where value silently begins to split into two categories: documented collectibles, undocumented collectibles. They may look identical, but they are not equal. The consequences don't arrive loudly, they arrive slowly. Then one day something triggers them. You decide to sell, you insure your collection, you list it for trade, you send it for grading, and suddenly someone asks, do you have the original receipt? Can you confirm chain of custody? Is there documentation of storage conditions? Can you verify authenticity source? Now it feels sudden, but nothing broke overnight. The documentation gap didn't appear yesterday. It started the day after, and here's what happens. Buyers hesitate, offers drop, insurance valuations shrink, authenticity gets questioned. In high-end collectibles, documentation can mean 10% difference, 20% difference, sometimes much more, not because the item changed, but because certainty did. Most collectors don't ignore documentation. They simply don't see its future importance yet. There are powerful psychological reasons for this. Overconfidence, we'll never lose track of it. Emotional attachment, it's mine, I don't need paperwork. Present bias, future resale feels distant. Process blindness, documentation isn't exciting. Organizational inertia, if it's not urgent, it waits. And documentation is rarely urgent, until it suddenly is. That's why the smartest collectors don't wait for urgency. They build systems. Experienced collectors don't judge a purchase by the moment it's made. They judge it by what happens after. They ask, is this acquisition fully recorded? Is provenance attached and secure? Are images timestamped? Is condition documented immediately? Is the purchase source verifiable long-term? Is grading tracked? Is storage logged? They treat documentation as part of ownership, not an afterthought. Professionals understand something simple. Collectibles appreciate in proportion to trust, and trust is built through documentation. They monitor signals like complete purchase history, digital backups, platform-based record-keeping, organized inventory systems, clear valuation history. This is where platforms like MPC become powerful, because documentation isn't just about files, it's about structure. A system that stores your collectibles, tracks acquisition details, preserves provenance, maintains history, makes value visible. The difference between a collector and a strategic collector: documentation discipline. The lesson isn't don't buy. The lesson is plan for the day after. Before you acquire something, ask one long-term question. If I had to prove everything about this item 5 years from now, could I? That question changes everything. It shifts focus from emotion to sustainability, from possession to protection, from excitement to legacy. Documentation isn't boring, it's leverage. Most collectibles don't lose value the day they're bought. They lose value in the years that follow, when the documentation is incomplete, when the provenance fades, when proof disappears. The day after matters more than the moment itself. If this changed how you think about collecting, that's the goal. This is the day after. And next week we'll explore the day after insurance. What really happens when collectors assume they're covered? If you're serious about protecting your collection, organizing your portfolio, and preserving long-term value, join my premium collection. Document smarter, collect stronger, and don't forget to like and subscribe for more deep dives into the psychology and strategy behind serious collecting.